Growing up, there was not really a space where I could talk about my sexuality or whatever I thought might have been going on, just to talk with someone. And I actually remember trying to seek out certain individuals that I thought would be trusted to start the conversation. But when you're young and you're a teenager, it's scary, you don't know. But no, absolutely not. The topic of sexuality and whatnot, there was nothing to discuss in the church. It was just, you are this, and if you're not, then this is something that you need to repent of and turn from.
Growing up, I was absolutely not encouraged to talk about my sexuality at all. It was made very clear from the beginning, from very early in my life, that it was wrong, that it was some kind of a sickness, something was wrong with people who were gay. And I legitimately, I believed that and I pushed for that.
In my late teens, I started developing more feelings or more attraction towards men. And I always kept it to myself because within my church environment, that was not something that was considered right. So it was more so considered on the sinful part of life. And I was all about being Christ-like and, staying within the boundaries of a healthy Christian lifestyle.
Growing up, talking about anything related to sex as a woman in the church was pretty much completely taboo, except don't have it, and only have it when you're married, and have it whenever a man wants you to have it once you're married.
I haven't faced a challenge being involved in church, being a gay person involved in church, in a really long time. The church that I go to out here in Hollywood is very affirming and very welcoming of everybody. Everyone, no matter what your faith, no matter what your orientation is, no matter where you are in the spectrum of anything, you are welcome. We make God the center of our world, not our ideas and thoughts of each other.
I think some churches are affirming and some aren't, simply because it's a matter of doctrine, it's a matter of theology and camps. There are certain churches that will be welcoming and friendly in the sense like, hey, you grace the doors of our church, you can be here, and that's happening more and more. But then there are those churches that want to be very specific about being affirming in the sense of, even if we discover this or know this about you being gay or same-sex attracted or transgender, whatever, here we accept you. It's not a point of contention, and you can be free to move about within the church and have leadership and all that. And that's ultimately what it comes down to.
Being involved in the church as a queer woman has been a huge challenge. I faced criticism and really, at the end of the day, prejudice from a group that I was a part of at a church that I felt deeply involved in. And that process was incredibly painful to go through. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to be a part of a volunteer group that I felt very connected to and very strongly about. Since that experience, finding where I fit in the church has been challenging. And that's coming from someone who lives in LA, where there are so many affirming churches to go to. Fortunately, I have found a home in some groups, but it's been a daunting process.